Namaste, Emma from Elements Yoga here. I've had a couple of people asking what is beginner's yoga, will I be able to do yoga, I'm not very flexible. Well, that is the whole point of trying yoga and coming along, to become a little more flexible and supple in your joints, not just for the purpose of being able to reach to your toes, but to keep the whole body healthy, keep your joints moving. So I'm going to go through a couple of moves this morning for beginners, and you can have a go, see if you think you can manage these poses, and therefore you could then come along to class. This is what you can expect. Alright, so if you haven't got a mat, it's fine. You might want to put a towel down on the carpet or just lay down onto the carpet. Grab a cushion that might be useful for under your head. So here we go. First of all, we're just going to warm up the joints of the body. So we're going to start by bringing the knee to the chest, hold it underneath with the right arm, and then we're going to stretch the leg to the end of your mat and reach the arm out. We're going to do that again, bring the knee in, close it in, use the hand to help, and then stretch it out, breathe in. Again, bringing the knee to the chest, stretching everything out. Good. As we go again this time, we're going to hold that knee to chest. You're going to take the foot up into the air, just see where you get to, and point and flex the foot, the ankle. Finding a stretch down the backs of the legs into the hamstrings. You can keep holding onto the thigh if you need to. We're going to re-bend that knee, and as we bring it in, we'll put the hand to the top, and we're going to take it in an outward circle to the side of your mat, circling round. We're going to pop the foot back to the floor, and we're just going to stretch both legs out and just see how that feels. Compare the right side of the body to the left side of the body in the legs. Can you tell that you've moved some energy, you've released some tension? We're going to place the feet back onto the mat. We're going to do all that again. So left side, left knee to chest, hold it underneath, and stretch the left arm out and the left leg down to the end of the mat. I'm sorry you can't see very well with the angle of the camera, but if I turn it round once I stand up, you can't see me standing up either. So it's one or the other. Stretch the leg to the end of the mat, arm stretching long. Bring and close everything in, hands underneath the knee. Stretch it out. Bring the knee back into chest. We're going to stretch the foot up into the air. Okay, pointing, flexing the ankle, hold on to the leg, or hands down to the floor. Okay, find enough stretch for yourself down the back of the leg. And then re-bend the knee into chest, hand to the top of the knee, the other hand down to the floor for support, and circle round from the hips outwards to the side of your mat, nice and steady. Good, then we can place the foot back onto the floor. We'll turn ourselves over, we're going to come to a sitting up position. If your hips, your knees don't like to be in this folded position, then you can take the legs outwards, just be comfortable with the position of the legs. Okay. Arms coming out, moving into a side stretch, you're going to use your right arm up, and you're going to use the other hand against the floor as you flex to the side. Breathe in and come up, breathe out, change arms, breathing in, taking it across, breathing out. Breathe in, breathe out, again. Keep a nice long spine, then move the body over, keep the heels still, and keep the hips into the floor. Change sides, breathe in to breathe out, move across, hips into the mat, use a hand, push off the floor to help you come up, and breathe out. Great. We're going to do a little twist. We're going to turn to the right side, bring the left arm forward, and look round to the back arm. Look round to the floor behind you, and then bring your way back into centre, head and arms back to centre. Take the right arm across, sweep the left arm to the back, and prop the hands against the floor. Turn the head, look round to the back arm and shoulder, and down to the floor. and then you can do that again. So as you do that again, think about the ribs. We're trying to use this mid part of the torso to move round, using these oblique muscles, drawing the navel back to the spine so we get a good movement through this mid part of the body. Changing sides, looking round to the back, and bringing it all back to the centre. Good. So now we're going to turn over. We're going to come to one of the foundation poses, which is called the downward facing dog. If your knees are not happy in this position, then there's an alternative which I'll show you in a moment. Okay, if your knees are just not terribly happy, then you can always double up the mat and use a little bit more support for the knees. This is a tough little pose, but let's have a go. The hands are to the floor, the toes are going to tuck under. You're going to breathe in, and as you breathe out, lift the hips into the air, trying to find this almost triangular position. So you're not too close in with the hands towards the feet, and you're not too far away. So really lifting the hips into the air, and breathe out and bring the shoulders back, look through to the legs. Take one knee bending, then the other. Take this little walk of the dog to stretch into the backs of the legs, into the hamstrings. Then keep it still and steady, lift both heels, reach both heels to the mat and bring the chest to the thighs. Lifting the hips high into the air, a nice long spine. We're then going to bend the knees. We're going to try and find our way, the hands to the feet to the hands. Hands to the fronts of the legs, and walk your way up slowly, uncurling, chin into chest. Bring the hips forward, lengthen up the spine, and finally bring the shoulders back. Turning your way round to face the front. Okay, so from here, feet nice and firm, a little gap between the knees, between the feet, into what we call mountain pose. So as you keep the feet pressing down into the floor, again we'll take a little side stretch. We're going to breathe in and up and move the body across, but keep the feet firm and don't sway the weight in the feet or the hips. Lengthen from the hip to the shoulder, through the ribs, through this side of the body as we change sides. As we bring the arms back down, we're going to forward fold. Bend the knees, hands to the fronts of the thighs, chin to chest, and roll down just as far as you can. Allowing the knees to keep easy, or choose to stretch and lengthen them as much as you wish. Keep the head relaxed, shoulders and arms relaxing. To come back up, ease the knees again, chin into the chest and unfold. Opening out, shoulders coming back. So now we'll take it into another foundation pose, into Warrior Two. Step the feet wide. Turn the right foot out to 90 degrees. And the back foot is going to turn slightly inwards, the toes towards the front foot, the heels slightly out. Bring the hips and the shoulders to this long edge of your mat. As we bring the hips down towards the mat, the front knee will bend. And there'll be a straight line, the knee to the ankle. Don't overshoot the toes. If that's happening, step wider on your mat. I'm going to take the arms, hands to hips. You can stay here. Or take the arms wide into the traditional warrior pose, shoulders reaching down your back, and reach the hips into the ground. Turn the head over the front arm, which is over the bending leg. Turn just the head, not the body. Body still, head turn. Breathe a long breath in and out. Imagine that breath moving up the spine as you breathe in and breathe out. Again, a breath in and a slow breath out. We're going to release the arms down. Turn the head back to your central line. That's the central line of your body. And undo this leg. Take the bend out of it. Turn the toes forwards. We're going to go to the left side. So it's the left foot turning out 90 degrees. The back toes turning in. The back heel slightly out. Again, readjust the hips to the front long edge of the mat and the shoulders square. Check that knee is over the ankle, straight line down the shin, hips reaching down to the mat. Arms moving out. Shoulders coming down. Turn the head over the front arm. Breathe in. Breathe out. Shoulders relaxing. Breathe in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Relax the arms. Turn the head back to centre. Straighten, lengthen off that leg. Turn the toes forwards. And heel toe back to your mountain pose. Stand nice and tall. Bring the palms forwards. And take a nice easy breath. Just stand nice and calmly. Finding this little bit of calm and ease. We're now going to come back down to the mat. So find your way down to the mat. Moving into bridge pose. So if you've ever done any exercise or any yoga, you probably will have encountered the bridge pose at some point. We move the heels close into the back of the body, and there's still a gap between the knees and the feet like we did in the mountain pose. Have the palms down to the floor. The head, I'm just going to shuffle so you can try and see my feet and my head. The head is looking straight up to the ceiling. Don't move the head, please, because we want to keep the neck nice and aligned with the spine. You press the feet, the heels into the mat. Press the feet down. Tuck the end of the spine, the tailbone lifting upwards. And as you tuck upwards, continue to lift. And lift the hips off the mat just as far as you can. The knees gently drawing in towards each other, but keeping that same gap between the feet and the knees. The hands are down, the shoulders are pressing down, the chin is into the chest. Breathe in, lift the hips. And breathe out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathe in. And as you find a long breath out, you're going to roll down the spine, each vertebra at a time from the top. Keep lengthening down till you get to the tailbone at the end. Slowly bring it into the mat. And then feel the muscles relax and let go. Take the arms out wide, the palms are staying up to the ceiling. We're now going to take it into a twist. The feet can stay where they are. As both knees come to the right side of the mat, turn the head to the left side. Breathe gently and come back towards the central position. The legs now going over to the opposite side, the left, and the head looking to the right. We'll change that through one more time. Legs to the right, head can stay in centre if you don't want to move your head, especially if you get dizzy, you get vertigo. Keep the head centralised. To extend the twist, you can move the head away from the legs. Change in position, take it to the side, legs to the left, head centre, or head to the right side. And then as we breathe and bring it back into the central position, we're now going to hug both knees to the chest, use the hands underneath the knees, and take a nice little rock and roll side to side. Easing the lower back, massaging it gently against the mat. And then place the feet down to the floor one at a time just to ease the lower back. Don't do both together. Stretch the legs out long. Stretch the arms overhead and get a good little stretch. And then release the arms down as you breathe out. And the palms can be up or down. And then just rest in this long position with the body for a minute or so. If that's pulling on your lower back, then please re-bend the knees and place the feet onto the mat, which is a lot more supportive for your lower back. And rest here for a couple of minutes in a relaxation pose. So you can take your time to do that. You could put some nice relaxing music on. And then when you finish your relaxation, take a little bit longer than this. Turn over onto one side and rest on the side of your body for, again, a minute or so, a couple of minutes. Because you don't want to rush to get up. You don't want to undo that good calming work that you've done. And then eventually you can come back up to a seated position. So that's a little example of what we might do in a beginner's class. Have a practice, have a little go with that, and I will post another short video for you to beginners to have a look at in a week or so's time. So have a little practice. If you'd like to get in touch, please contact me 07771 843 602, or you can message me through the Elements Dance and Yoga Facebook page. Text me, phone me. Have a great day. Namaste.